Hello all, welcome to your schemes. I am Ilakya. I hope you are all doing well. Today we are going to see 7 best aggressive funds to invest this year. Before we start, for those who are new, let's first understand a little bit about aggressive growth funds. Aggressive fund is a mutual fund that seeks capital gains by investing in shares of growth company stocks, companies that show high growth potential. When a company's growth is high, returns are higher. Do keep in mind that it also carries greater risk because it invests 80% of their total asset in equity and equity related instruments. When should you invest? It is best to invest in aggressive funds when you are at a very young age, and please invest for longer time horizon, at least for 5 years. The older you get, you should start investing conservatively. This video is for information purpose only. Mutual funds are subject to market risk. The return shown in this list doesn't guarantee future returns. Please consult your financial advisor before investing. Let's start with ICICI Prudential Equity and Debt Fund. The fund size of this scheme is 25,275 crores and the current NAV is 307.43. Expense ratio 1.12%. Benchmarked against CRISIL Hybrid 35 plus 65 aggressive. A 1-year return of 21.09%. 3-year return is 30.85% and 5-year return is 18.76%. Return since launch for this fund is 17.01%. Minimum SIP investment amount for this scheme is rupees 100 and for lump sum it is 5,000 rupees. Some of the top stock holdings under this scheme is National Thermal Power Corporation Limited, ICICI Bank Limited, Bharti Airtel, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation Limited. Next we have Bank of India Mid and Small Cap Equity and Debt Fund. The fund size of this scheme is 463 crores and the current NAV is rupees 29.99. Expense ratio 1.55%. It gave a 1-year return of 25.17%, 3-year return 27.59%. 5-year return of this fund is 19.96% and the return since launch for this fund is 16.26%. Minimum investment amount for SIP is rupees 1000. For lump sum it is 5000 rupees. Some of the top stock holdings under this scheme is Jindal Stainless Limited, Union Bank of India, UNO Minda Limited, Astral Polytechnic Limited. Next we have UTI Hybrid Equity Fund. The AUM of this scheme is 4,788 crores and the current NAV is 320.74. Expense ratio of this fund is 1.3%. It is benchmarked against CRISIL Hybrid 35 plus 65 aggressive. It gave a 1-year return of 19.52%, 3-year return 22.75%. It gave a 5-year return of 14.66% and return since launch for this fund is 12.7%. Minimum investment amount for SIP is rupees 100. For lump sum it is 1000 rupees. And some of the top stock holdings under this scheme is HDFC Bank Limited, ICICI Bank Limited, Infosys Limited, Larsen and Toubro Limited. Let's move on to HDFC Hybrid Equity Fund. The fund size of this scheme is 20,789 crores. The current NAV is rupees 102.02. Expense ratio 1.08%. It is benchmarked against Nifty 50 Hybrid Composite Debt 65:35. It gave a 1-year return of 17.39%, 3-year return is 21.42%, 5-year return 15.36% and it gave a return since launch of 12.4%. Minimum investment amount for SIP is rupees 100 and for lump sum it is rupees 100. Some of the top stock holdings under this scheme is HDFC Bank Limited, ICICI Bank Limited, ITC Limited, Reliance Industries Limited. Next we have Kotak Equity Hybrid Fund. The fund size of this scheme is 4,171 crores. The current NAV is rupees 53.29. Expense ratio is 0.47%. It is benchmarked against Nifty 50 hybrid composite debt 65:35. It gave a 1-year return of 16.05%. 3-year return is 21.68%. 5-year return 17.66%, and return since launch for this fund is 12.96%. Minimum investment amount for SIP is rupees 1000 and minimum investment amount for lump sum is 5000. Some of the top stock holdings under this scheme is HDFC Bank Limited, ICICI Bank Limited, Infosys Limited and State Bank of India. Next on the list is Edelweiss Aggressive Hybrid Fund. The AUM of this scheme is 823 crores and the current NAV is 52.25. Expense ratio is 0.57%. It is benchmarked against CRISIL Hybrid 35+65 Aggressive. It gave a 1-year return of 20.81%. 3-year return is 23.32%. 5-year return is 16.79% and return since launch is 13.86%. Minimum investment amount under this scheme for SIP is 500 rupees and for lump sum it is 5000 rupees. Some of the top stock holdings: HDFC Bank Limited, ICICI Bank Limited, Nifty 50, Reliance Industries Limited. Next on the list is Nippon India Equity Hybrid Fund. The AUM of this scheme is 3072 crores and the current NAV is rupees 88.56. Expense ratio 1.27%. It is benchmarked against CRISIL Hybrid 35+65 Aggressive. It gave a 1-year return of 19.16%, 3-year return is 22.05% and 5-year return is 10.13% and return since launch for this fund is 12.1%. Minimum SIP investment amount under this scheme is 500 and for lump sum it is 500. Some of the top stock holdings: HDFC Bank Limited, Infosys Limited, ICICI Bank Limited, Reliance Industries Limited. Before you invest in aggressive funds, please do keep in mind that it carries greater risk. Invest in aggressive funds for at least 5 years to get high returns. If you feel this video was informative, then please hit the like button. It means a lot. And for more similar videos, please subscribe to Your Schemes. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.